Got a lot to talk about today. Hopefully we'll get a few people in here. I'm excited about this stream and about what's coming up. And I am back in here in Pacamara for the first time in I don't know how long. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since I've streamed in here. I've been in here, I came in here last Wednesday, but I haven't come in here much lately. I found another coffee shop in the back of the mall that is just fantastic, and it's like almost half the price. So I can't complain about that. And I brought my wife and Alex there, or Nicholas there rather, and they loved it. So that's the new spot. The only thing is that coffee shop doesn't open up at 8 o'clock like this one or Starbucks. So that's a bit of a problem that, you want to get your... I don't understand it because for me, when you were growing up, it was have a coffee first thing in the morning to get yourself going, to wake up. And, these places, they open up 10:30, 11 o'clock. I never could understand that. It's like you're missing out on the whole morning crowd. All right, so good morning, everybody. Hello, Sawadee Ton Chao. Kamalai. Who's out there? What's everybody doing? Speak up. Forever hold your peace. Say hello. And like I said, there's a lot of things going on right now in my life. I'm trying to do a few things to make life a little more exciting again, because I can't always just drink coffee and go to the grocery store and run errands every once in a while. That can get a little bit boring. And, I just thought, listen, I'm not that old. There's so many things that I want to do. And even though in Thailand, I've been to many of the places in Thailand. People ask me if I've been somewhere, and I go, yeah, I've been there like 10 times. Oh, I've been there like 20 times. I've been there 5 times. And okay, I haven't been everywhere, but there's a lot of places that I have been. But there are some places, especially the isolated places, that I haven't been. And that's what we're going to talk about today and in the coming weeks, because I will be gone. I will be out of here. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Let me see something here, because I want to see. It's a little bit warmer here right now than it has been. It's been nice and cold, but I'll tell you where I'm going, it's going to be very, very chilly. I'm not going to give you the exact location, but where I'm going will be cold. That's what I'll say. At least at night it will be cold. And so I'm going to have to prepare myself for that. But, I've done a lot of traveling in Thailand, outside of Thailand, in Southeast Asia, around the world, over the last, say, 30 plus years, because let me tell you something. I went a lot of places where I never filmed anything. I never really photographed much. I mean, I went to Guyana. I was out in the middle of Guyana for like 10 days. I went to Colombia. I went to Nicaragua. I went to Panama. All these places I was working in boxing, so I never really photographed things. And so I kind of missing out on that, but so here I am now, all these years later, and I feel like I'm getting a bit better with filming and everything like that. I've gotten a little bit better. I'm not that great, but I've gotten better. And, some of the trips have been safe. Some of them have been a little risky, like when I went up into northern Myanmar, that was a little risky. The military was everywhere, and they were asking me all kinds of questions, which was, that was an ordeal in itself, because I had to just basically figure out how to lie through my teeth without getting caught, which I did. Some things have just been, around town, obviously, and some things have been kind of crazy. Some have been, whatever. Some have been partying, but what I'm about to do now and what I'm about to start doing is a little bit different. This isn't really a content trip. This isn't me going to Pattaya or flying up to Chiang Mai to walk around at a night market. This is I want to push myself a little bit because I am in probably the best shape I've been in probably since I was working in boxing. And I would say I'm eating much, much healthier than back then. Much healthier. Because back then I ate whatever I wanted, but I worked out in the gym and, sometimes it came off, sometimes, it was stubborn. But now I'm eating, I checked on ChatGPT. Is there anybody here? Has anybody said one word yet, or are they just listening? Everybody listening to me? I did a search on ChatGPT, and I have ChatGPT design all my meals for me now. I tell them exactly what kind of things I want to eat. I tell it exactly what I want. I tell it everything. I don't cheat. I measure everything. Hey there, Jim, how you doing? I don't cheat. I don't do anything like that. I follow it to the T. Okay? And good morning, everybody. And so I did a search the other day and I said, I want you to tell me, how am I eating? What is you know exactly what I've been eating for. It's really been for about 2 months, 3 months, probably 3 months. I have been eating absolutely, the only thing that maybe I have every once in a while is this, and it's full of fat, which to me is not a big problem because I have about 90 grams of fat a day, I have about 40 grams of carbs, and I'm having about 250 grams of protein. So despite that I'm older, I'm gaining muscle and my body is changing, which is kind of strange. Because I'm not losing all that much weight, but I feel more fit and I look more fit. And so I said, why is this? What's going on? So ChatGPT responded and said, listen, I eat like the Dagestani fighters. I made it a point to do that. I wanted to eat lamb and Greek yogurt and beef and just vegetables that were healthy, not starchy. I mean, yesterday I had 25 carbs all day, so I don't have many carbs. And so I said, how am I eating? And they said, well, to be honest, right now you are eating at an elite level. And I was like, whoa. It says, you eat the same as an Olympic wrestler, you eat the same as the UFC fighters, the same as the Dagestani fighters you're trying to mimic. That's exactly how you eat, because I eat lamb chops, I eat, a lot of beef. I'm eating a lot of good stuff. So I feel better. That's the whole point. And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? Just sit around here for the next 20 years and get old and tell stories? I don't really want to do that. I got to do something, right? Now, my ticket is purchased. Everything is confirmed. Yeah, they do have hotels, if you'll call them that. They're not, you're talking about places out in the middle of nowhere that are hours from where I'll be going. And they are maybe 2-star if you're lucky. Maybe I don't know if my place has air conditioning or not, but it's going to be cold, so I'm not really worried about it. But I bought the ticket. I've got transportation because I've got a guy. I paid a deposit for that. I'm set. I'm ready to go. So this is happening. And I'll tell you what I can about the trip so far. The nature of it, the dangers, the costs, the challenges. without telling you exactly where it is right now. Maybe you'll figure it out, I don't know. But the whole point is that it's part adventure, part kind of mystery, and part insanity, and it's 100% real. I'm not bullshitting around. Everybody thought when I went to Hong Kong, they thought I was some kind of pussy or something. They're like, oh my God, you're standing there charging into the police. The police are coming at you, and you and a couple others are going right in there. And I was like, well, what do you expect me to do? It's my job. I was like, I'm not some guy who's going to sit there and go, oh, I can do this and I can do that, and then I can't do it. That's the thing. I don't bullshit people. I'm a pretty honest person most of the time, you know? So it really surprised me. That surprised me. Then some of the things, I mean, you know, that I've done, and I'm putting together a little sizzle reel, just looking back at some of the things that I've done. And some of the things are really adventurous, and some of them are kind of cool, just, you know, talking to kids or whatever it might be. But it's all real, you know? And that's the thing. This is no bullshit. This is not, I'm not some guy going, hey guys, come here for $700 a month. You can live here. I promise you, you can. I'm not telling you all that shit. I've already went over this stuff 1,000,000 times with you guys. I've already went over 1,000,000 times things like, you know, going to the Lumpini Park, or, you know, going somewhere else. Oh, let's go shopping at this shopping. I've been everywhere, really. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to hang it up and sit there and watch and binge watch TV all day? No, it's not going to happen. Now, in case you don't know who I am, which, hey, maybe you don't, my name is Scott, and I am an American. I've been living here over 30 years. Oh, it'll be 32 years. Well, it'll be 32 years next year. And I'll have been here more than half of my life. Well, half of my life I will have been here. And I've been on YouTube for 13 years now, and I've went over the videos and looked at and seen what I've done, and I've done the Chowderhead videos. I've done little tourist things where I've taken you places. I've gone over food. I've cooked for you. I've done all kinds of live streams from all over Southeast Asia and parts of the world. I've done all these things. So I'm like, okay, so what more can I do? And I'm like, you know what? I don't need to take some little trip where I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring a little backpack, and this is going to have, you know, my water bottle, and I'm going to be okay. No, I'm going to go on a fucking expedition. I want to go on something that's going to be a little gnarlier than that. And it's hard because a lot of my friends don't want to do these things. I mean, some of my friends are older like me. They're like, what are you, out of your mind? And I want to do them. I've been doing them for, 30 years. So this is going to continue. I get through this one, which I should, no problem. There'll be another one after this, and it'll be a little bit gnarlier. I got one place that I really want to go, and that is Putao in Myanmar. I really want to go there, and the surrounding areas, and I've wanted to go there for years, but it is a little bit expensive. I mean, I don't know how much it'll cost, but it might cost 10 grand, might cost 15 grand to go up there for like a month. It isn't cheap because of everything you need, the permits, and you need porters, you need all kinds of stuff. And I don't want to do it by myself, to be honest. I want to have somebody come with me. At least one person. And, I don't want my kids to come with me. Not at first, because I don't want them going through something that they can't get through. I don't want them getting hurt. I don't want anybody. So I want somebody else. I want a more seasoned person, so I'm going to have to look for that. But right now, I'm concentrating on this. I'm concentrating on myself and getting through this. And, yeah, so that's that. But anyway, do me a favor. Click like if you like this stream, if you like the videos, so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos and streams. I'd appreciate it. If you need a consultation at some point, anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. That is a paid consultation, by the way. not a freebie, as some people have seemed to message me and go, can I get a free consultation? No, you can't. Sorry. I got things to do. And you know what? You don't go to some guy who's got 25 years of experience and go, tell me all you know. No, you go, okay, what do you need for it? You need dinner? You need money? What do you need? You know? So get real. Anyway, I want to give a huge thanks to all the people who have supported me on this channel, whether through Super Chats, whether through Patreon, whether by joining the VIP section of the channel, or just showing up, because it all matters and it really all adds up. Now, I got a list here. I want to read these. We got Carlos, Billy, Alain, Dimitri. We have Jim. Jim is one of the longest members on the channel. We got Henry McIver. We got Tony. He's also quite long. Lee, Mindy Corcoran, Tim May, Suwon, John Frum, Beeson, Stephen K, TkyoSam, Mr. Mitch, Tom O'Connell, Botman, Carnivore Chronicles. All these guys have been supporting my channel for years. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. We got Dale. We got Charles Akana. We got Narv Omre. We got David Alexander, Fire Dude. We got Andy. We got Raymond, Mike, Tim Gambacorta. We got Bud. Hey, Bud, how's it going? We got Arthur Pilabosian. And there are many people who give in the Super Chats. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. So now it's time to, you know, I mean, really, I'm like in full-on mode right now. And I'm leaving on the morning of the 18th, and I'll be back on the 24th. So I have 10 days to get this trip prepared and ready, and I plan on doing it. And so there's a lot of little logistics, and I'm doing everything myself. I mean, I don't have a team that's working with me. My wife is not helping me. She's working. My kids, I mean, about the most help I can get is from Alex when he's looking at one of my videos, and that's about it. So I'm not really getting any help from him or from Nicholas, because they got their own things going on, which I understand. That's fine. So I got to do everything myself. I even make my own coffee most of the time. Doing well, although Alabama lost to Georgia last night. Is Miami still #1 in the rankings? U of M? I'm just kind of wondering about that. They were #1 a month or so ago. That's my team right there, the Hurricanes. All right, so let me get going here. Oh, don't forget about the Expat Survival Guide 2025, Living Smart in Thailand. You can download the PDF instantly for $9.99, and you get the truth about visas, money transfer, scams, bar girls, healthcare, stuff that I'm not doing right now, daily survival, and more. There's a link down below in the description. All right, so now this trip, like I said, is official. It's confirmed. I'm heading out in 10 days, and it is one of the most unusual trips that I've taken in, as long as I can remember. I'm trying to think about, has there been anywhere else that I've gone? Now, when I get there, of course, I'll tell you where I am, and you'll be able to see everything, just to build up a little tension, some anticipation. And the trip is probably not about a place that you've heard of, and it's about going where most people will not go. Most people are not going to go to this place. And it's not because it's a terrible place. It's because it's a major pain in the ass to get there. That's what it is. I mean, that's when you look at things in Thailand now, you go, how hard is it to get there? And if it's very hard to get there, there's a lot of tourists, they don't want to go there. They'll go to Koh Samui, maybe they'll go to Koh Koot or somewhere like that. but they're not going to go somewhere else because it's such a pain in the ass to get there. It's not convenient, and it's not tourism. What I'm doing, it's it's not really comfort. And I'll give you an idea in a minute about how isolated it really is. And this is beyond convenient, because it's not convenient. So now there are trips that you take because you want to take a vacation. There are trips that you take because you want to get the content. I've done both of them. And then there are trips you take because something inside you says, if you don't do this now, you may never do it. And that's the thing. I thought, I'm 63. I told this to Jono, because Jono and I talk probably every week. I told it to him. I said, listen, I'm 63 right now. I'm about as healthy as I could be. Other than my shoulder, which is still messed up, but I think if I watch it, I'll be all right. And hopefully in the next 10 days, it'll continue to improve. I said, I'm 63. By the time I'm 70, maybe I won't be able to do it anymore. By the time I'm 65, maybe I can't do it anymore. Who knows what'll happen? So I gotta get it done now. Time's a wasting. My age is increasing every day, and I just look at it like that. You gotta do it while you can, and what am I gonna do? This is the bottom line. It comes down to, what am I gonna do? I like Pacamara. I like the other place, Kwang Tong Special. I like it. Great, yeah, all right, good coffee. It's like going to a burger joint. You go to a burger joint enough, you go, burger, it's a burger. So I like it. I like going to the grocery because I know where everything is. Okay. I like ordering online. I ordered some burgers yesterday. I ordered some lamb. I ordered it online. It comes delivered to the house. It's fantastic. It's all frozen. It's great. But I just think about it and I go, what am I going to do? Am I just going to sit at home and wait for packages and run errands every once in a while and help my wife? No! I gotta live, man. I gotta live my life. I've kind of been missing the fire lately, so I just thought, I gotta do it. I gotta go out there and get out there and do it, whatever it is. I started thinking about it, and I was like looking around, okay, what kind of snakes are in this area? And I went, oh man. So I don't really like that part of that aspect of it, but there's pit vipers, there's kraits, there's cobras. It's kind of gnarly, and this place is far, like I said, and it is rather isolated. There is no easy access. There is no beach resort, which is what I like. I like just to get out there on the beach and dig my toes into the sand. There's no nightlife, and there are no standalone restaurants either. I get them from a place called, what is the name of that place? Hang on a second, I'll tell you. I get them from Bangkok Bob's. And I get them from, what is it, Meat something? Let me see here, hang on, I'll tell you. Alrighty here. They are from Easy Meat. Easy Meat. So I got 10 burgers and I got some lamb chops and so I'm happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all kinds of little things coming from Shopee. I've been ordering all kinds of things. I got a chest mount. I got a wrist mount, so that when I'm doing things, I'm set up with the camera. I don't have to worry about it as much, and hopefully those will help quite a bit. But like I said, there's no real restaurants there. If you're going to get a restaurant, it might be in the guest house or something. They might cook up something for you. It really depends. Hey there, Mike. Good morning. Good morning. So it really depends, on. And also the thing is that I eat very clean now. I mean, as clean as you can. I don't eat any cake, I don't have soda, I don't have any of that shit. None of it. And my kids eat it. They'll get a piece of cake or something. Or my wife will get something. She'll eat it right in front of me, and I'll just go, I don't want any. Get that shit away from me. You know, and it's really, really helped. But I have to think about that when I'm there. So I'll be eating lots of eggs. Maybe I'll bring some protein powder. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I figured it out the last time in Colipe. But that was a much, much easier to be able to eat there. Now, what I've been told is you would be correct to assume that there is almost no usable signal once you leave the little village, the little town that I'll be going to. And that's the no bullshit. In town, maybe you'll get AIS is supposedly the best. Thank you, I have AIS. True is supposed to be okay, and DTAC is supposed to be very weak. I noticed there are several pockets throughout Thailand where they don't have any coverage, and this is one of them. Maybe I'll be able to get a little bit of 4G if I'm lucky, depending on where I am. And maybe 5G if I'm really fortunate. And, you know, I may be able to text. I may be able to... I'm going to download a few maps. I've got to download some maps. I may be able to read comments on YouTube. I don't really need to read those, but... And maybe some light uploads. But if you walk 200 to 300 meters outside the main road, there's one road, basically. If you walk outside that road, which is quite a distance away, then your connection will drop off and you're basically in a dead zone. When you're by the river, which I'll be near the river, it's dead. I'll be rafting, I'll be in the jungle, I'll be in caves, I'll be in villages. There are mountains, and none of these places are going to have 4G, 5G. There will be no uploading, there will be no live streaming, there will be no sending photos. There will be no GPS data unless it's cached. And there probably will not even be any phone service. Maybe you can send a line text message if the wind's going in the right direction, and that's about it. So, to me, that's exciting. I get to get away from that shit. I don't want to be around all this kind of modern technology all the time. Even in the town, if you have Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi will be slow and unstable. Maybe you can comment. Maybe, if you're lucky, you can upload a thumbnail or some kind of a post, but it's not really reliable for live streaming, so I don't know what I'll be live streaming at all. Maybe, but I'll have to find out when I'm there and exactly where I am. I will test it out and see, can I live stream here, what's going on, but I doubt it. I will be going down the river, or up the river, down the river, I believe. Down the river for several hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours on one day, just one day. The next day, I'm not sure. But this is deep jungle, deep canyons, no towers. It's radio silence. You're just there and it's like being out in the middle of the Amazon. You're not going to have reception. So I've resigned myself and I've told my wife, hey, there is no reception. You don't hear from me for a couple of days. There'll be a reason why. Now, some villages may have an AIS tower for emergency use, but that's kind of unreliable at best. So, supposedly if you want to send any photos or post any kind of updates, any kind of short clips, you got to do it from town, and even then it might not work. You're going to want to do it before or after you finish up with, I finish up with what I'm doing. I'm going to have to be somewhere that's a lot more modern. And I mean, listen, this is, like I'm saying, it's jungle, it's river, it's waterfalls, it's caves. This is a gnarly part of the country. When I saw it, I go, how come I don't know about this? I just looked up on ChatGPT. I want to know the most adventurous trips in all of Southeast Asia. Then I whittled it down and I said, okay, give me the most adventurous trips in Thailand. And so I picked one out and I said, this sounds good. And so now that's what I'm going to do. And even if I'm going into a dead zone, which I probably am, that's fine. I don't always have to be in communication with everybody, which I think is really good. So what do you guys think? I don't think it's crazy. I think it's a calculated risk, to be honest. I think it's calculated what I'm doing. I always try to calculate the risk reward. And hopefully I will come back with some really spectacular footage that I could only dream of. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I won't say I'm disappointed if I get good footage, but if I get great footage, then I'm going to be like, that's what I wanted to get. So, it's real isolation, it's raw, it's quiet, it's dangerous. And, you know, I was like, really? It's dangerous? Then I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, man. What'd I get myself into? It's very real. And the thing is that when I'm out in the jungle for a couple of days, I'm going to be with one or two other guys, and that's it. They're going to be guides and park rangers, and that's it. I'm not going to be with anybody else. You know, it's nice to have the wife along and the kids along, but I don't want them out here, man. It's just too gnarly. Now, what's really funny is that when you ask Thais about this place, most of them, they have no clue where it is. They've never heard of it. They don't know anything about it. It's not a common destination for tourists. Definitely not, you know, for foreigners, for tourists, but also for Thais. It's not a common destination. And, you know, like I said, this is the kind of adventure I haven't done in a long time, and I need the challenge. I need to break my routine and, you know, remember, hey, I'm still alive. I'm not just sitting here on the sofa becoming a couch potato. And that's one of the reasons why I've started to eat a lot better, because I just thought to myself, why not? What am I doing? Well, my friend said it best. He goes, why don't you, just take care of yourself. That's the one thing you have to do. Take care of yourself. Instead of worrying about everything else, just do one thing for yourself. Take care of yourself. And I thought, you know, that's actually very easy when you think about it and you put your mind to it. And that's what I've been doing. I put my mind to it, and, you know, now it's like, I can't believe that I eat the way I do, that I spend some of the money that I do on the food, because the food is sometimes not real cheap. Some of it is, but some of it is not. And anyway, so reaching the place where I'm going is not simple. You can't just hop on the BTS or grab a taxi or fly to a major city and be done with it. The roads are long and brutal, unforgiving, brutal, and there are numerous stretches where you're completely out in the middle of nowhere. Has to be up north. Well, it's not really. It's not in the north. That's all I can say. It's not in the north. Now, I am hiring a private truck four-wheel drive. You're going to need a four-wheel drive. And you can get through some of the places pretty easily with a Songtao. And, you know, it might cost you, I don't know, 100, 150 baht to do it. But you'll be in the back with all the villagers, and you'll be packed back there, and it'll be really tough. And these are the roads that are actually pretty good. So I figure I just get a private truck. It's a 4x4, and it will go through all the roads that are gnarly, the roads that are fairly decent. I mean, it's a dangerous road. One of the roads is really dangerous, and some of the other ones are muddy, and yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on how much rain is coming down at the time. But this is not a casual ride at all, and I'm not understating anything. I'm not just bullshitting. Oh, I want to get views. I don't care about the views. The views are nice. Yeah, well, okay, great. I got a lot of views. That doesn't really matter to me. You know, you guys should know this already. Money is great. Oh, I made some money. Oh, yeah, well, that's great. Money is always nice, but that's not a motivating factor, really. Okay, this is not really a casual trip, and you know, if I knew somebody else to go with me, well, I don't know, maybe Mr. Billy would go if he was in Thailand. Probably he would go. I don't think he would go to Phu Thao at this point because it's going to cost quite a bit of money. Phu Thao is expensive. That's like, for me, that's almost the holy grail. If I got to that, at that level, and I was still capable, and I was out in the jungles there in northern Myanmar, or rather southern Myanmar. Is it northern or southern? What is it? It's northern. Well, that would be, whew. I mean, that is, if you look up the most dangerous, adventurous place in all of Southeast Asia, in those words, it's going to be Phu Thao. And I've talked about Phu Thao before, a long time ago, about Kakabaratsi. It's a mountain range where they have tried to ascend the mountain to the very top numerous times, and they've been unable to. They've never been able to get to the top. They always fall short about 10 meters. So they're basically guessing the exact height. But I don't want to go to the mountains. I'm not climbing. I'm not a mountain climber. I don't want to be one, and I no way in hell am I going to do anything like that. But the area around it is intense jungle, and I would like to do that. But I need a few trips before that to even think about that, because that's pretty gnarly. Now, these roads are the kind of roads you got to stay alert with. I'm going to be filming, and I'm going to basically trust the guy to be a good driver. This is what he does all the time, is he drives. So hopefully he's a good driver. Now, and like I said, some of the trip is going to involve rafting, and I'm not sure if it's bamboo rafting, if I can go bamboo rafting. I can if I want. I don't know if I want to or not. It depends. I need to see the bamboo. I need to see the bamboo raft first. But you can go in, you know, a floatable raft, also a rubber raft, and you know, Thai jungle rafting is not the same as like American rafting with helmets and guides and safety lines and emergency teams, and this is more like going out in Africa and going on some unpredictable river. That's kind of what it's like. You know, Africa's gnarly in some places, the rivers. There's currents, there's rocks, there's rapids. If you fall in, you got to deal with it, and there's no rescue team. You're on your own, or you're on the one guy who's got control, and he may be able to fish you out. That's basically all you got. So in other words, I can't fall over, I can't fall in, and the risk of this is it's risky. That's I don't know what else I can say, but I'm gonna do it. So let's give it a try. So again, this place that I'm going has jungle, mountains, cliffs, rivers, wildlife, unpredictable weather, minimal cell signal, very few people, and very limited, extremely limited infrastructure. It's the type of environment where nature is in charge, not you. And I am bringing my Action Cam 5. I'm bringing my drone, although I don't plan on flying it anywhere really wet. I mean, I have dry bags. I have everything I need. I'm nice and warm. I have the bare minimum, but I have what I need. But you slip, you fall, you land bad. You might lose your equipment. You might lose your life. But that's kind of the risk, that you got to take if you want to do something like this. That's how you capture Thailand the way it truly is. This is Thailand that most people don't get to see. I mean, really, that's what it is. So, yeah. Yeah, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. We got 17 likes and we got 20 people, which, whatever. Whatever, I don't care. If we had 2 people, it would be fine. I don't really care. At this point, I'm beyond caring. It's nice, and I'm going to make a series of videos on this trip, and I hope people will watch. But, I can get 50 people, 100 people that are loyal subscribers that will watch, and they'll be like, oh my God, that was fantastic. And I might get 200 views, or I may get 20,000. But it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, because I want to go and have a good time and say I did it. And, hopefully it does fairly well. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's the way it goes. That's life. If it does well, then I'm kicking my heels. Now, like I said, I've been getting myself into better shape. I'm in a lot better shape than I used to be. I've dropped my weight a little bit. Well, it's 40 pounds I've lost. But my body has changed now. I'm not losing as much weight right now, but my body is changing, and it's a lot more muscular, and it's a lot leaner. I'm starting to lose the love handles on the side. They're starting to go away. And it's just because I pushed myself this year. I've been doing all kinds of things. I'm walking, I was in the gym up until my shoulder, and now I'm doing the bands for my shoulder. I'm trying to get that better. But still, I got to have a little bit more, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you guys feel good sitting at home doing nothing all day, or going to work every day and coming home and you don't really do anything? I don't feel good about that. I want something that forces me out of my comfort zone. I need more than a coffee and, like I said, shopping for groceries and running errands every day and take the kid here, take the kid there, help him with this. Can you help with that? I mean, I understand that's part of being a father. But sometimes I need something for moi. And I haven't been doing that lately. And so, yeah, that's, like I said, I need more. And there's more to see. There's a lot more to see, and that's what this trip is. That's what it's all about. What is this here? Let's see here. Yeah, this trip is not exactly cheap. You got to pay for the flights. You got to pay for trucks. You got to pay for hotels, guest houses. They're not really hotels. Food, guides, gear protection, travel insurance. So I mean, this is 6 days, 6 full days, and maybe it's going to be I don't know, $1,200, something like that, assuming nothing goes wrong. And that's not a huge amount of money, but for me just to go, I'm going to spend it just to do what I want to do. Well, I don't usually do that. I could spend that on an airline ticket and, you know, go to Europe and go to Florida, which I plan on doing next year. But, you know, I did hesitate, I'll admit. I kind of hesitated, not necessarily because I couldn't afford it, but because I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to be more financially responsible. And, you know, I just think, you know, you only live once. This was not necessarily me saying, oh, I want to go on a trip, and then I you know, this was a conscious decision. It took me several days to figure it out and say, I really want to do this. But then after I went back and forth a little bit, I decided I've done the Chowderhead videos. I've done the, you know, a lot of Thailand videos, Cambodia. I looked, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Nepal, Bangladesh, Ecuador, Portugal, USA, all these places. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not really what I want to do. And I, you know, if you guys remember, there was a time, this is probably in the first and second year that I had the channel up, and I had my website up. I used to follow this guy. Well, I still follow him. He's an African guy, and his name is Kingsley Holgate. He's got big, huge white beard, big old burly guy. You know, you could tell he's a rugged guy. He's not some pansy. But I used to follow his trips and go, man, I got to do something like this guy. This guy's got it going on. Now he has, you know, he's got Land Rover behind him. He's got all kinds of people behind him, but that's neither here nor there. Because I can figure out my own little trips, and then eventually, hopefully, they get bigger and bigger and bigger at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll do this trip and I'll go, whew, I got what I needed out of this. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to take more than this. So, well, I'm curious to know what you guys think. There's 20 people, which is a really low number for streams, and I haven't been streaming much lately. I understand it. I ain't mad at you. Doesn't bother me at all. But I'm kind of wondering what you guys think about what I'm doing. And, you know, I had one guy, what did he say? He said something like, it sounds like this is something you shouldn't be doing. Which I don't care that he says that. It doesn't matter to me. I'll do it if I want to do it. I don't care what he says. But I like to hear the stuff that people say. All right, let me read this to you. He said, honestly, it sounds like an area no Farang has any business being in and wouldn't be worth it. And I'm like, I guess it's good that you're not going. I mean, that's how I think. Good, don't go then. I'm going. You know. I will tell you next week. Sounds awesome to me. I'm here for it. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that. It's too easy just to tell you where. And it's not that difficult to figure things out. There's only, you know, listen, there are a dozen places you can have an adventure, and really only 4 or 5 of them are hardcore. It's an adventure. Yeah, to me, no foreigners is about as good as it gets, man. I mean, it's nice having a friend or two. Of course, I like that. That's nice. But I don't need, you know, I don't need to sit around with 25 guys and, you know, and seek their validation. I don't need that shit. For what? You know. This is an amazing thing you're doing. especially getting back in shape and staying young. I can't wait to see your adventures. Haters only hate because they can't do what you're using. Have a blast. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I like that. And, you know, to be honest, even when I wasn't in shape, when I was heavy, I guarantee you if I got in the boxing ring, I could go 3-4 rounds. And most guys couldn't. Most average guys, they get in there in 30 seconds, they'd be blowing air. They couldn't breathe. They couldn't do shit. But I am in better shape now. I mean, you can see my abs now, honestly. And, you know, I'm not, it's not bragging. It's just, I'm just like, holy shit. You know, most of it is from eating right. Just absolutely sticking to the diet and not veering one bit. I don't eat a breakfast. Now, I had this dirty coffee, and that's something I have to include that, and then I'll have some carbs in it. But most of the time, I'm not having that anymore. I don't drink it at all. So, you know, that's one thing. Then at lunchtime, I have a steak or a burger, just the meat. Maybe I put a piece of cheese on it. I have Greek yogurt. I have cucumbers. I have tomatoes. Maybe I have zucchini instead. And I may have about 250 grams of clean shrimp. That's a huge amount of protein. And then I have a protein shake that's whey protein. And then at dinner, I may have something like a can of mackerel, Greek yogurt again, some vegetables, and a protein shake. And I have protein shake, I put a scoop of peanut butter in there. So, you know, yeah, I don't know what else I can do to eat better than that, because that's about as good as you're going to eat if you punch in the numbers. And yeah, and so now that I'm starting to feel better, like I'm starting to feel like whatever challenge comes my way, I'm going to be ready for it. Now at nighttime, I start to question things. I start to, man, I don't know about that. I hope that's going to be okay. But that's the smart part of me thinking. And then when I get some rest, I wake up and I go, okay, this is how I'm going to approach that. And, you know, I've done other things before. I mean, like when I went for the Rohingya, I knew that the military would be there. They would just be on my ass, and they were much more so than I said anything about. You know, I went into a village to go talk to these guys who were getting a hard time from the Buddhists, these Muslims. And the guy told me, if I come out there, they're going to get me right now. I know they're waiting for me. And so then the military guy, they were all undercover. And they came up to me, surrounded me. What are you doing here? Where are you? Why did you come all the way out here? Who's your friend? We want to know all about him. Well, I don't really know him that well. He's just a nice guy. I met him, and he said, oh, come see me. And, you know, I started bullshitting my way through it. And luckily, they were like, all right, you go. I go, oh, thank you. I was like, you know, I played the stupid tourist. You know, in Hong Kong, I mean, I can't tell you all the things that happen in Hong Kong. Sprayed, shot at, all kinds of things. Anyway. And, you know, to be honest, the Hong Kong was kind of fun. And so was Myanmar. I mean, there were maybe, in the whole area, I saw maybe 5 foreigners right when I got there. And then after that, I didn't see any foreigners at all. I got some of the best photos I've ever gotten in my life. They were absolutely fantastic. Sammy, what's happening? How you doing? How's things? How's tricks? Tricks are for kids. What do we got here? 25 people. Oh, yeah. Those numbers are starting to go up. 22. Now they're starting to go down. They're starting to go down. You know, when I was in Hong Kong, I had like 400 people watching. And I was like, that's pretty good. And then, you know, when I was on that mountain, I think I had something like 150 on the side of the mountain, the Bungkan, Wat Putok. So anyway, all right, so let me go on here. Sammy, what happened to you? I don't know. I don't see you anymore. Okay. I already told you this. Oh, yeah, well, what are you going to get? You're going to get the journey in. You're going to get dangerous roads. You're going to get rafting. You're going to get the jungle. You're going to get remote villages, raw isolation, nature, hiking, trekking, behind the scenes, reflections, and everything that goes right or wrong. Ah, okay, so you're doing well. You will see the beauty, the danger, the exhaustion, the reality, the honesty. No filters, no special effects, no safety net, just reality. Yeah, I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm primed right now. I feel like I'm at the end of a 12-week camp for a fight. That's kind of how I feel right now. So I'm peaking at the right time. Now, if I told you guys the location right now, you would Google it, you would see the picture, you would read the articles, you would spoil the whole thing because I want you to see this place the first time. I want it through my camera, in my way, my experience, and that's why I'm keeping it secret. It's not because it's a big mystery and it's so secretive. I just want it to be something that when you see it, you're like, oh shit, this is the place he's talking about. Now, hopefully it will have that effect on you and you're going to go, oh shit. That's what I'm hoping for. You know me, I got no complaints. Well, that's good. Alex would love to go back to Japan, but he's working and he's socking away the money. And he's like, he's chomping at the bit, man. He's like, I hope I get a new job so I can quit for a month and take off and go somewhere. Maybe I'll go back to Japan. He's funny, man. Yeah, I don't want to just sit around. LFG. What is LFG? Please be careful. LFG. Either be studying or saving that money. Well, he is saving the money. What is LFG? Looking for group? Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. I guess that's what it means. Is that what it means? Let's fucking go. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. And you know, coming on here and talking to you guys, I'm starting to feel like, yeah, I feel good. I feel like it's about time. And you know, part of the reason that I like to do things by myself always, even just going to, you know, some temple or something simple. I don't know. I mean, you know, if I'm going to share it with somebody, I better share it with somebody I like, and that I don't want to have to baby somebody. And you know, that's why I don't want to be around tourists. For the most part, you know, being around chill tourists is one thing. Being around tourists, you know, like the van boys or something like that, that would drive me nuts, man. Man, I can't believe I'm so wasted off this bottle, man. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I think you guys know what I mean. Maybe it's because I'm an old man. I don't know. You know, maybe. What can I say? You know, the other day, I was back in my other coffee shop over there, having coffee. Now I got my headphones in. I got my headphones in for a reason, because I don't want anybody bothering me. I'm sitting in the middle seat, and there's only one to the left and one to the right. So this guy sits to the left of me, puts down his suitcase, and I go, he's a Thai guy. All of a sudden, he starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh, shit. Take my headphones out. Cup, you know. He's speaking to me in Thai. He starts asking me all these questions. How long have you been here? Are you married? Blah, blah, blah. So I start giving him the whole rigmarole. And he was a nice guy, you know. But he did say to me, you've been here more than 30 years. How old are you? I said, well, I'm 63. He goes, oh, you look so fit. You look very fit. Oh. And I just went, all right. You know, I said, thank you. I don't, in person, I'm not like, yeah, hey, baby, thank you. You know, it was just, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. It's nice of you to say. But underneath, I'm thinking to myself, this shit's paying off. And, you know, my kids, I got my shirt off, and my kids are going, look, oh, I can feel your abs now. I can see them. Oh, my God. And the wife is like going, I can't believe I can put my arms all the way around you now. It's very nice. You're getting skinny. So, you know, all these things have an effect, and they do matter. But the bottom line is, I want to do what I want to do, and I've always done this. Even when I first met her, I was like, I'm going on this trip, I'm going here, I'm going there, and, you know, no, I can't bring you with me. And in the beginning, it was kind of like, I don't want to bring this chick with me. And then after a while, when we were together for a while, it was like, no, it's going to cost too much money. Thank you, Sammy, thank you. But then I didn't want to bring her with me because it's going to double the price of it. You know, I wouldn't double it, but I mean, it might add 50% to the price. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to make money now. You know that. And she'd be like, yeah, it's all right. I said, okay. Then once we have the kids, it's like, I can't bring the kids along. Then it's now I have to think, is it a family trip or is it a me trip? And I don't get to have all that many me trips. I had the Calipe one, which I didn't. Some things happened that I haven't talked about and I don't want to talk about, but all in all, that was a lot of fun, but I could have done a lot more. And I wasn't able to do it, but I think this is going to be a much, much, much gnarlier trip. And then after this, I have a place that I'd really like to go, but I need to, I need to do some things, like I need to buy some gear. I need to buy some more gear. Gear that I walk in and I can get around in and not have to worry about dying in the middle of the jungle, kind of thing, or getting bit by a snake on the ankle, or there's some things I need to do. But right now I'm set up where I need to be, and that's about all that I got to say about that. But so the adventure begins. And I'm looking forward to the challenge, to the risk, for the exhaustion. I don't know that I'm looking forward to the exhaustion, but kinda. I think it's going to be worth it. If you want to support the trip, show up to the streams, to the videos, leave comments, watch the videos, of course. Hit like, share the content. Every little bit helps. So, that's something to think of. Now, there was a section I wanted to go over here. if I can find it. Let me see here. Yeah, did I read all those people out? I read everybody out. Let me read them one more time. I might as well. Because you know what? I don't do it enough. Carlos, Billy, Alain, Dimitri, Arthur, Bud, Tim, Mike. There you are, Mike. Raymond, Andy Travels, Fire Dude, David, Narve, Charles Akana. Charles, where are you? Dale, Carnivore Chronicles, Botman, Tom O'Connell. I haven't seen Tom in a long time. I don't know where he is. Mr. Mitch. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Mitch. TkyoSam. And alive and well he is. Stephen K. Beeson. Haven't heard from Beeson in a while. John Frum. Haven't heard from him in a while. Suwon. Tim Mays. Mindy Corcoran. I haven't heard from her in forever, man. Lee. Tony. Henry. And, of course, the one and only Mr. Jim from, I think it's Chayapum. Isn't that right? I think that's what it is. All right, so there we go. We've told everybody. We've told everybody that's helped supported the channel. I appreciate that from everybody, and I really don't have much more. There are other places that I can talk about. Let me see something here. I don't know. I'm going to have to go all the way to the top because I believe this was at the beginning. Yeah, I can get there. Some of the places on the list that I have. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Putao is the final frontier of Southeast Asia. Putao is the place because it is almost inaccessible. You can only reach it by small aircraft when flights are running. The roads are often closed or unsafe. Zero mass tourism, zero bullshit. You are at the edge of the Himalayas. This isn't the mountain vibes, you know, like, hey, we're in Vail. No, this is the real Himalayan jungle, cloud forest, ridgeline, remote tribal villages, like really remote, they haven't seen people kind of villages. It's controlled, restricted, unpredictable. You need special permits. You need a fixer, which you need where I'm going. You need the local intel, and you need the willingness to deal with shit going sideways, and that alone eliminates 99% of people. Putao is the closest thing to old school exploration left in Southeast Asia. There are wild rivers, dense jungles, no roads, no convenience. Yeah, now a couple others here. Northern Laos, Pongsali, Papua in Indonesia, Tawi-Tawi in the Philippines, and in East Myanmar. But the one place really is Putao, and you got to have a permit there for sure, which, you know, they may say, oh, the permit is $300. Then you go there and they go, oh, you have a permit for this area. You're going to need a permit for that area. That's $500. So you're at their mercy. You can go to some towns there, but there's a lot of times you can go into the town, but you can't go outside of the town. Let's see what else here. I don't know why this is just giving me Putao. I had the, oh, here we go, Cambodia. Mondulkiri, the indigenous highlands and deep jungle. This is Cambodia's last frontier, not Angkor, not Phnom Penh. Mondulkiri is where Cambodia still feels untamed. Massive hills, real jungle, lots of jungle here. Waterfalls, elephant corridors. The Bunong people, incredible culture, very different from Khmer society. Multi-day treks where you barely see anyone. Wildlife encounters feel raw, not staged. The infrastructure is poor. Monsoon season turns everything into mud and leeches. And I've forgotten about leech socks. You can buy leech socks and gaiters to help with the leeches. This is has adventure rafting on an 8 of 10 scale. It's the best jungle immersion in mainland Southeast Asia, and that's a place I'm thinking of. I'm giving it some consideration. Hey there, MGTOW. How you doing? What's happening? Then there is in Vietnam the Ha Giang Dong Van Ma Pi Leng Pass. This is Vietnam's most extreme legal frontier. Mountains, Hmong culture, insane roads, and brutal elevation. Limestone peaks straight out of a fantasy movie. Holy shit, man. The Ma Pi Leng Pass is arguably the craziest road in Southeast Asia. I'm going to look this up. Remote Hmong villages, weather turns in minutes, sunny to freezing. Motorcycle crashes are common. Roads can be deadly if you push it. Adventure rafting, 8.5 out of 10. Best high altitude ethnic tribe experience you can do without breaking laws. Let me just look at this pass here. Holy shit. Oh, God. Gnarly. Looks pretty gnarly. All right, let me give you one more here. This is Laos, Pongsali. That is the northern highlands. Not as brutal as Phu or Ha Giang, but very isolated. Wild, high-altitude hill tribes, very few tourists. Multi-day treks where you sleep in remote villages. Not as dangerous, more low-key and serene. That might be a trip for the next time or the next time after that. I don't know. Now I'm thinking of in terms of a year or 2 years, because I can plan a year or two in advance. But I don't really want to plan much more than that because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess that's it for right now. Those places. Those are some of the most adventurous places that you can go in Southeast Asia. So anyway, anybody want to say anything here? Anybody got anything else? Break a leg? Anything like that? Because if not, then I'm going to go. I got things to do, people to see, all that good stuff. How many people we got here? 25. Well, I guess everybody's listening and nobody's talking. Sounds intense, but will surely make for good content. I sure hope so. I mean, I'm not counting on the drones, but I am counting on the DJI and the phone and a few other things. I don't know or care about whether tourism is increasing. Honestly, I don't know if it's increasing or not. I don't think it's recovering, but I wouldn't say there's so many tourists here you got to worry about it. I don't worry about tourists, but then I don't go to tourist traps. Which is why I'm not talking about one right now. We're talking about somewhere where tourists don't go. I love that. I love that tourists don't go there. Fantastic. All right, so I guess that's all I got. Yes, indeed. Now let me see something here. Anyway, I guess there's nobody else that is coming in here, so thank you very much. Thank you to all the people, especially those people who have supported the channel over the years. I appreciate it. With their super chats and Patreon and the VIP and just showing up all the time and watching. It all adds up, and it's great. And I was just thinking the other day how fortunate I really am over all these years, because it's been a long time now, and I don't even like looking at the videos I made. Even like 4 or 5 years ago, I don't like them. Too much shake, too much... just not really that good. But anyway, all right, well, I guess I'm gone. Bye-bye. See ya. Choke D, Jerk and My, and all that good stuff. My name is Scott. I am an American in Bangkok, soon to be in somewhere else. And I guess I will see you next Monday, and then I'll have a little reel to put up, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday. And yeah, I guess that's it. All right. Thank you and take care. LFG. Let's fucking go. See you later.